Hello, welcome back to the Midlands Outdoors channel, back with another video today. Join me as we explore the South Staffordshire Railway Walk all the way up to Wolverhampton. So here it is, the South Staffordshire Railway Walk, just right away behind me, goes all the way to Wolverhampton. I've never been this way before and I've always wanted to come and check it out. I think where we're standing used to be the Himley railway station, just right by the side of me. So let's go and check out a few bits and pieces and let's go and see what we can see. I think over that way it's called Himley Plantation. I will go and show you that before we carry on and journey all the way that way. You can sort of see by the side of me, all overgrown, we've got the side walls leading all the way down. I think this is actually the Himley railway station, stretching all this way. If I can carefully get over there, I will go and show you the side of the walls. Right, we can sort of see it's really overgrown here. I think the side walls here are actually where the railway station used to be situated. It's really cool to see this. And it's crazy how nature has really reclaimed on this landscape. But you can imagine to where we're standing, the train would have gone right away in front, then gone round in a loop. I believe there is a bit of history on this railway line. Right away behind me, there used to be mineral lines going to Baggeridge and several bits and pieces. But let's go and head all the way up and make our way down to the side of Himley Plantation. The South Staffordshire Railway Walk was originally part of the Wombourne branch, built between 1912 and 1925 by the Great Western Railway Company. However, it was not very successful and passenger services were withdrawn in 1932. In the aftermath of the D-Day landings in Normandy during the Second World War, it was used to transport wounded Allied soldiers to various hospitals in the area. It became part of the Western region of British Railways in 1948 after the nationalisation of the railways. The line finally closed in 1965 under the Beeching Report after declining traffic throughout the 1950s and early 1960s, with the last train running on the 24th of June 1965. So here it is, right away behind me is Himley Plantation on this side and also on this side, as you can see on the cinematics. It's a really lovely place, it's thriving with wildlife over here, and it's also one place that I've never been to and I've always wanted to explore. So I think what I am going to do is in another video explore Himley Plantation and go and show you several bits and pieces. It's really thriving with wildlife, you can hear the sounds at the moment. And that's what I really love on my walks or even cycling, seeing things like this. It really does make your day. So what we're going to do now, let's go and journey all the way in front and let's go and see if we can find any evidence of the old railway, like bridges and several bits and pieces. So right, just a little bit after Himley Plantation, we've got the first bridge right away here. I think it's really cool to see this because you can sort of see the side bits there to how old this really is. I mean, if we look onto this corner, we can sort of see the side walls leading all the way up, and then we've got that bit there, then all the old bit of metal stretching all the way that way. If we go and head over the other side, I've noticed we've got a bit of sandstone walls onto this corner and also onto that side. But I think it's amazing when you come to this bit how it all really changes, how nature has reclaimed the side of the banks. We can sort of see sandstone on that area, and if we look into very much detail we can sort of see the sandstone leading all the way up. I will show you a little bit closer here. It does remind me of the Stourport branch, what I did on the Severn Valley Railway, where we got all the old sandstone walls. You can sort of see there all the sandstone leading all the way up. Gives it a really nice feature for the South Staffordshire Railway Walk, and especially the views right away in front. But to see the first bridge though, I think it's really cool to see. Let's give you some cinematics of it and then we'll head all the way up and see what else is actually down the railway line. I'll tell you what, it's really awesome to see that bridge, but you can sort of see the scenery's really changed now. We've got the sandstone walls on either side, got it on that corner and also onto that corner. Wow, what a lovely place. I've never been up to this section before, so I can't wait to see what else is actually lurking up here. I think there is more old bridges like I just showed you, and then several bits and pieces as we get all the way to Castlecroft. Wow, it's very bumpy on the bike, but you can imagine if you walk this, it does go really far. You can sort of see one more time the sandstone walls leading all the way up. I mean, how old some of these trees are, how they've grown from the side of the sandstone walls up to there. And then we can sort of see more evidence there of the sandstone walls leading all the way up to that way. Really stunning place, but what we're going to do, let's go and journey all the way up the South Staffordshire Railway Walk and let's go and see what we can see. So right, we've got another bridge right away in front, but before we get there, look at the mud on the floor. It's absolutely muddy, heading all the way this way, right away in front here. So we've had quite a lot of sun over the last few days, so I can't believe it's this muddy heading all the way up. One of my subscribers said it's really muddy as you head to several sections journeying to Castlecroft. And you can sort of see what I mean, all the mud here leading all the way that way. So right, after battling all the way through that mud, here's the next bridge right away above. It's actually a little bit more taller up. It's got some really cool architecture from all the different brick leading all the way this way. If I carefully show you this one, it's really nice to see. And then we can sort of get a better angle here of the brickwork right away to the top and where it leads all the way to the other side. If I show you underneath, we've got some more brickwork right away here. And then we can sort of see the sandstone walls leading all the way up with the top brickwork right away there. I mean, if we look right away above, we can sort of see it loops all the way that way, meeting to the other side. Hello? It's got like a little bit of an echo effect here. And then the view's right away down now. I believe there's even more bridges. So what we're going to do, let's go and journey all the way down and let's go and see what else we can see down the South Staffordshire Railway Walk. So this is actually the next section. We can sort of see it's changed now. We come to that area, then coming through a little tube section, and then we've got another railway bridge right away in front. I think it's actually opening up now. We've got that corner there, so I've got to find where the South Staffordshire Railway Walk actually carries on. But this one does look really old. You can sort of see underneath it all the rust of the metal right away to the top. Look at that for a view. I think it is really cool to see these very old railway bridges. It does give you a sense of an old past here, seeing how old they really are, and the little bits and pieces for where we pass through, how that little tube section cuts out to this corner. I'm going to get Google Maps up now and see where we am and where we've got to go to get onto the next section of the South Staffordshire Railway Walk. So right, on Google Maps we can sort of see we've made it to Common Road, so what we've got to do is cross right away over, and that railway walk carries all the way on, where it keeps on going to meet to Lower Pen, and then from there it goes all the way to Castlecroft, then to Smestow Park. So let's go and journey on and see the rest of the scenery on this route before we get all the way to Lower Pen. So right, a little bit further on I've actually come across another railway bridge. This one looks really older. You can sort of see the metal stretching all the way that way once more, and I have noticed it says number 30 right around the side. If we just look onto this corner we can sort of see the walls lead onto this angle and also over there. But it is mad to think how old these railway bridges really are. You can sort of see the walls on this angle and then also the view of the railway bridge right away in front. You can imagine there's really tons of these as we head all the way to Castlecroft. But there's some really fantastic views. I've enjoyed showing you the scenery heading all the way to where we come from. It's absolutely really stunning. You can sort of see I've come on my side rusher e-bike today, so it's bringing me on a long journey. I've got a spare battery in my bag and a lot of tools, so it is weighing me down. But I'm going to have a 5-minute break and then carry on across the railway track. I can't wait to see what else is over here. But to see these though, you can sort of see underneath it, and I will quickly show you around the corner. And then you can sort of see the side walls onto this angle. We've got a walkway bridge joined to the side of the road bridge right away there. And if we just look onto this corner, we can sort of see the architecture and the very old brickwork leading right away up. Wow. I am going to say I think the railway bridges are the best pieces to see on these old railway tracks. Like the one I did from Taunton to Stourport on the Severn Valley Railway. It actually gives you an oversight of what the railways were like, seeing the bridges. But you can sort of see another one right away in front. This one's a little bit more taller up and it has got a bit of old architecture. You can sort of see the 3 arches, one there and also one onto that corner. But I love how it's got all the old sandstone walls just right around underneath. If we pull up, I'll quickly show you this one before we journey on. Wow, so if I carefully make my way to the top, you can sort of see all the old sandstone leading right away there, and this arch leading right away in front. It actually reminds me of a mini viaduct going all the way over. You can sort of see there is another arch right around to that corner with more sandstone leading right away on that side. And then we've got another walkway bridge coming right away above, which is really tall up once more. I'll tell you what though, it has really surprised me to how many bridges are on the South Staffordshire Railway Walk. I always thought there was only going to be a couple of them, but how many there is altogether, wow. I mean, what I love about this one is the architecture, how they put all the brick lined over onto that angle. If I go a bit closer to show you, and you can sort of see what I mean, right away above, they put like that effect with the brick going from one side up to another, going round in an arch. I just love the architecture of that. You can imagine the time and effort what they put in to make these bridges. Just imagine how old this one dates to. Our journey now takes us all the way across the countryside to Lower Penn. And then from Lower Penn we can get all the way to Castlecroft, where then that will take us all the way to Smestow Park to look at some cool features of the old railway. So right, I've actually made it to a railway station on the South Staffordshire Railway Walk before we get to Lower Penn. Just right away behind me, they've actually converted the railway station into a cafe, as you can see on the cinematics at the moment. And to where we're standing is actually the platform, so you can imagine in the old days the trains passing through and the people waiting just by the side where we are. So you can sort of see the platform here, so you can imagine in the old days when the trains were coming down, all the people queued here to get onto the train. And then if I come to this angle, we can sort of see the railway station, what's been converted into a cafe, just onto that corner. I think it is really amazing to see the evidence of the old train stuff here, seeing the old railway station and then several bits and pieces. Wow, it is getting so warm. I think it's got to go to 23 degrees. But I am faced with one problem. On my e-bike, I noticed the other day, I will put a photo on to show you now, my tyre's got a massive hole into it. So you can imagine I've come all the way from Halesowen and I've got to get all the way back, so I've got to be very lucky. Somewhere onto this tyre, if I find it, you can sort of see I've tried to patch it up with a bit of inner tube by burning it and actually melting the rubber into the tyre. I think it has actually worked, it's patched it up. But I have noticed it's starting to crack where the hole was inside the tyre. So I have got to be very careful. I think this will actually hold me up until I get back to Halesowen, so fingers crossed. But I do want to make the full journey over up to Castlecroft or even Smestow Park. Wow, I'm going to take a 5-minute break, it is really warm, have a drink, then carry on the South Staffordshire Railway Walk. It has got so much to offer, I can't believe how much stuff is down here. But we will see more railway stations as we head all the way up to Smestow Park. Wow, the views into the countryside, check out in front of me. We can sort of see the pylons heading all the way around. We've got a big distance view right away over there. Can sort of see Clee Hills, but I can't zoom in on the camera what I've got at the moment. I can sort of see views of woodlands and also several bits and pieces. Really nice to see the horses on the field once more as well. I tell you what, it's getting absolutely warm. I'm getting warm myself, so I'm taking another break, having a drink before we head all the way on. Just a little bit onto this corner, I have noticed more railway stuff with another bridge coming right away up. So here we are, we've got number 36 placed right around there, and on the other side of it, it says 151, and I think that's 35 underneath. We can sort of see how old this really is, and then right away below is actually a road going right away underneath. I'm gonna say though, I do love the architecture of these that I'm placed right around top. There's one there, and there's also one onto that corner. If I carefully show the angle over here, we can sort of see the country road, what goes right away over onto that side. You can definitely tell how old this really is with all the paint chipping there and how rusty and rotten parts are onto it. I bet you there's even more journey a little bit further on, and then we can sort of see this angle. I just love the architecture of that though on the side of the brick. Let's go and journey on, there's got to be more down here. I am going to say, if you've never been to the South Staffordshire Railway Walk, then definitely come and check it out. The scenery is absolutely beautiful. You can sort of see the countryside over there and also onto that angle. I think we're not too far from Lower Pen now. We've got to journey a little bit more further on and then we're coming closer to it. Wow, just imagine walking this though all the way, especially in this heat. It will take a long time to get to Smestow Park. I've definitely had to stop to look at that scenery though, the country fields and also the woodlands right away behind. I can picture in the old days though, the train coming all the way through in the middle of these fields here, then going all the way around to Lower Pen. But the views right away in front. I'm going to take a couple of photos of this before we head on. Can't see the views on this side because the nature is really reclaimed onto it. I think I might get a view onto that corner looking that way. I can sort of get a little bit of views, but they're not as best as the side onto this area where we can see all the fields and also the woodlands. Just right away in front we've got another bridge. I think there might be another country road going right away below. And I tell you what, I never knew that. This is actually the Monarch's Way. It's got a sign onto there, if that is actually true. If I walk a little bit further on, we can sort of see here, we've got another one of those bridges with a nice architecture and the very outside metal bits. If I journey right away up, we can sort of see the country road right away below. And if I can get a better angle, we can sort of see underneath there now, because I can't get down to there to show you. But that is really awesome to see. Just imagine how many years these have been standing though, to say how old they really are, and all the rust onto them. And this one's actually got like a little bit of a platform part, and also onto that corner. So we can sort of see here, we've got the railway track, what comes all the way down. It actually leads all the way to Dudley. We can see there, Holbeach, and also the Himley section to where we're headed from. Got cuttings into there, so I did show you that I believe all that's that sandstone. Leads all the way up to Wombourne, where we've got Bratch Lane Bridge. We've also got Flash Lane Bridge, but that's one that I recently showed you. And then all these little bridges where the country lanes go all the way up, where it's actually leading us all the way here. Greyhound Lane Bridge, and then we've got Lower Penn is actually where we are at the moment. So it hasn't really took long to get to Lower Penn, so just a little bit after this takes us all the way to Castlecroft, and then from there we've got Smestow area where I can show you a few little bits and pieces before we head out. Oh wow, look at this. We've got a sign there saying the Railway Walk at Lower Penn. So if I journey a little bit more further on, it's actually still on the Monarch's Way path, which is really cool. But over this area now, into the countryside, is really stunning. It is surrounded with nature, and you can sort of see at the moment all the trees and all the various bits and pieces. Like I say, this railway walk has got so much to offer from different scenery, from, you know, wooded areas, open country fields, and then back into things like this where you've got benches. It's a perfect place for a picnic as well, especially on a warm day like today where you can have a break, have a couple of sandwiches and then head all the way off. There is multiple off-path sections where you can walk, and then several bits and pieces, making your journey double length. But you can sort of see now it goes really dark into a woodland, and I think there is actually another bridge coming right away up. But if we carry on, let's go and journey all the way to Castlecroft. We haven't really got too far. I think Lower Penn now is just going to be like this, where it's all wooded, carrying all the way straight on. So here we are, we've made it to Castlecroft. I'll tell you what, this stuff down there, what I seen, all that graffiti on that bridge was really cool. You got all the different animals, the birds, and also the people before we come to the last one. That was really great to see. And there we go, we've got another railway bridge right away there, a bench to sit down, so I'm going to take 5 minutes. And then we're greeted by a sign saying the South Staffordshire Railway Walk, SSDC, Wombourne. Got Castlecroft right away there to where we am. It says that way to Tetnall. Wow, I can't believe I've really made it this far on the South Staffordshire Railway Walk. But to see another bridge one more time, I believe a little bit more further on brings us all the way into Smestow and then some great scenery. I'm going to get Google Maps up now and see where we are to confirm the location of it. So let's check it out. So here we are, we can sort of see the Google Map view here. We've got Castlecroft to where we're standing, and then a little bit further that way we've got Smestow Valley Nature Park. I believe over that way on the Railway Walk we've got another station what's been converted into a cafe. And then we can sort of see we've got the canal on the other side, and a little bit further up goes all the way to Aldersley where you can get to the Birmingham Canal navigations. I've never explored Smestow Valley Nature Park, but it's actually on my list to do. But let's go and journey up and go and check out the rest of the features for the South Staffordshire Railway Walk. So I definitely know for a fact there is actually another railway station with a cafe, but what I'm doing is turning all the way around and going to show you this other platform what I've actually just found. So right before we leave Smestow Nature Park, I've actually just found another platform where I believe there would have been another railway station in the past. We can sort of see here the platform going right away over there. There might have been a building over on the other side. I can see a little bit of old wood sticking right away up. But just imagine how old this really is, and you can sort of see the underneath of the railway platform just right away here. And then onto the other side there might have been another platform, but all that's actually disappeared. I'll tell you what, it's nice to see the platforms on this railway walk. It really does give the evidence of the old railway, and some things what do remain are actually all the old bricks and pebbles what I'm lined up on the side from the old railway track in the days. I did see a lot of old gravel a little bit further on down there. But how awesome is it to see that? It's really nice to see the old features over here of the old railway track. Wow. So basically that's come to the end of the South Staffordshire Railway Walk. I've really enjoyed it. I'm not going to go any further on because my bike battery is actually a bit low and my camera battery's drained really bad. I've only got 50% on this new battery what I changed. So what I'm doing, I'm going to have a nice afternoon. I'm going to go all the way down the Staffordshire and Worcestershire Canal, go for a nice cycle all the way back home. But what a day, I've really enjoyed it. Going to take a 5-minute break and head all the way home. If you've enjoyed the video, smash the like button. If you're new, then definitely subscribe. But until next time, the Midlands Outdoors out, and see you on the next video. I'll be back with Exploring the Black Country.